Now, there's been a lot of anger with Polluted Wastelands 2, with many people saying that the testers for the game used the War Machine or the Mecha base to test Polluted Wastelands 2 due to the fact that it's horribly imbalanced. No, it's not horribly imbalanced, it's actually intended. And no, the testers didn't actually use the War Machine or the Mecha base. Now, I actually don't know who said this or who started this rumour, but it needs to be said that QA testers do not have access to the War Machine, nor do they have access to the Mecha base. The War Machine is a tower exclusive to moderators, and moderators are ranked above QA testers. So if you were to go into Paradoxum Games and go to the playlist or the roll count, you'll see that the moderator is actually above quality assurance. There are 88 quality assurance members. I believe I am quality assurance, yes. And it is ranked 2 places above quality assurance. I don't even think the contributors have access to the War Machine, but quality assurance members definitely do not have access to the War Machine. You know how I know this? Because I'm a quality assurance member, and try and find the War Machine on my account. I don't have access to it. So items, go down to exclusive, try and find the War Machine or the Mecha base there. They're not there because I'm not ranked moderator or above. Interestingly though, the War Machine is one of those things where you have to claim it through the gift claims, which is one of the few things that you have to claim through gift claims, having been moved there from just like an automatic claim due to your rank on the group. In similar vein, the Mecha base is actually not even locked to moderators. I believe the Mecha base is Administrator Plus, although there are some moderators I believe that do have the Mecha base. I think the Oxfrite does have it, who is the go-to person when I need to use the Mecha base. And I believe if you're ranked down, it doesn't matter, you still get to keep the Mecha base. That and the fact that I think he's a senior moderator, but I don't see a senior moderator. I just believe that it's just moderator here. Yeah, guess the goals, that's his name. He has the Mecha base, even though he's ranked as a moderator. Probably through some grandfather rights, I actually don't know. Additionally, there are some quality assurance... I did lie. There are some quality assurance members that do have the War Machine and the Mecha base. However, they have to be whitelisted, and their name is specifically in the game's code, so that they are whitelisted and they're not banned for this very reason. Because, fun fact, there is actually an anti-cheat with the War Machine and the Mecha base. And this was only recently leaked, probably unintentionally, but I'm going to report on it now since it is now public news. So for Polluted Wastelands 2 on the wiki page, someone said that developers used War Machine and Mecha base to test this mini rework. I see they used Discord livestream, and they also spawned in 10 multi-monsters. There's a tester who is a tester. I can confirm that they are a tester. They're saying, wrong, us testers can't use the War Machine while you're watching a moderator we can't support it. So moderators, they can use the War Machine and the Mecha base. However, not all moderators are testers, I believe, although they have access to the testing games. And I think they can actually join the game. Actually, no, it's complicated. Testing's complicated. I probably can't leak it. I probably said too much. Below natural, if you want to ban me, go ahead. And interestingly, this tester says that to give it to ourselves, due to anti-cheat kicking in for testing places, it'll default to the scout and the sniper. So yes, if you were to spawn in the War Machine or the Mecha base while not being whitelisted, either because you're a group member for the moderator or you've been specifically granted it through rewards or whitelisted, then you do not have access to the War Machine. And if you attempt to place it down, it will get converted over into the Scout and the Sniper through anti-cheat systems in Tower Defense Simulator. That being said, I don't think these are the only towers that do that. I think there are the Evolve towers, which are in the game's code. I believe they're in the game's code. That being said, I haven't seen them being placed down by a hacker yet. Probably because there is an anti-cheat system in the game which converts anything that's exclusive or meant to be for admins only into the Scout and the Sniper. So while you say that testers, they probably used the Mecha base or the War Machine to balance out Polluted Wastelands 2, firstly, no, that's stupid because the average Joe in the public do not have access to it. And let's not forget, quality assurance testers, they're testing the game for you and how it's meant to be intended for you. So the fact that it's difficult for you is because it is meant to be difficult for you, and you need to get a grip with yourself. You have a skill issue and you just are afraid to admit to it. And secondly, no, they don't actually have access to it. So it's not an argument in the first place. Like, sure, there are some QA testers that do have access to it because they are a moderator or an admin. But for the majority of QA testers, and let's not forget, the majority of QA testers are ranked as QA testers in the group only. They don't have access to the War Machine, nor the Mecha base, so stop crying about it. They didn't use it to test Polluted Wastelands 2. and there are anti-cheat systems in place so that they can't test it with the War Machine nor the Mecha base. Now, yes, I can probably leak the fact that because of that statement, testers do have the wide range of towers, literally all of the towers, including event towers, in testing places to test out new gamers. However, as I said before, they don't typically tend to test event towers because they know not everyone has event towers. Like for something like Polluted Wastelands 2, and bearing in mind developers, I have not tested out Polluted Wastelands 2. As you may know, I have been knocked out in a spliff. So I didn't test it, so I can safely say this without leaking anything. This is all my assumption. What I assume the testers may have done is they used golden towers and hardcore towers to test out Polluted Wastelands 2, given the fact that it's locked to level 50 and above. And so they were very likely to have used the accelerator engineer, something like the golden crook boss, given the fact that it starts off with 1,250 coins starting cash, which is roughly about the amount for the crook boss level 1, I think. And then obviously DG Brief, Commander, Medic, probably they have anticipated everyone having a perfect loadout for that. Again, Polluted Wastelands 2 was play tested to be very difficult. It wasn't meant to be some Wiener Hut, whatever they say it in SpongeBob SquarePants, like Wiener Hut Junior, whatever that restaurant is that SpongeBob goes to. It isn't meant to be as easy as that, and yes, it is actually meant to be more difficult than Pizza Party and Badlands 2. Badlands 2 is the easiest, then it's Pizza Party, then it's Polluted Wastelands 2, in my opinion. People have said Polluted Wastelands 2 is also harder than hardcore mode. I fundamentally disagree with that. I think hardcore mode is harder than Polluted Wastelands 2. It is just the fact that you've not tried Polluted Wastelands 2 for that long, and once people start to get the hang of Polluted Wastelands 2, I'd imagine Polluted Wastelands 2 would become easier than hardcore mode, because with hardcore mode, any slip up, you are going to lose the game, whereas in Polluted Wastelands 2, you could probably make many mistakes and still triumph. It's just that no one has found that winning meta yet, because y'all rely on like strategies or something, instead of thinking intuitively for yourself. Like, of course, you don't bring the damn farm to Polluted Wastelands 2. Also, I don't know if this anti-cheat is actually in the main game, or if it's just in testing games, because the person who did leak the fact that anti-cheat for the War Machine and the Mecha base do exist in the testing game didn't say if it was in the main game, and given the fact that you can't really access it in the main game without like hacks or exploits, I'd imagine not. And like I said, if you're like exploiting in the main game, you are going to get banned. They've done like ban waves for every single major update, so I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm sure my opinion doesn't really resonate with the hackers or the exploiters in the game, but if you want to exploit to reveal, I don't know, or if you want to use the War Machine in the game, then go ahead. Just don't cry about it when you get banned. And even if there is no anti-cheat system in Tower Defense Simulator to detect the use of the War Machine or the Mecha base, I'd imagine it would be easy to track the people who place down those illegally, given the fact that A, they can track games, they can see what towers are being placed and when, and by who. So if you're placing down the War Machine and the Mecha base, yeah, you're getting your arse banned. That is like putting a homing device on your account for a ban.